At the engagement banquet, my boyfriend's mother, Linda, suddenly frowned and asked, "Sophia, I heard you have a younger brother who's already 25 and still unmarried?" I nodded. I do have a brother, and my boyfriend Jason had known about it for a long time, so he should have already told his mother. I wondered what she meant by bringing it up now. My boyfriend's mother frowned and said, "I'm not trying to criticize, but nowadays, some young girls are brainwashed by their families into becoming brother supporters, helping their brothers buy houses and cars, not to mention handing over their own salary cards to their families, and even taking things from their husband's family back to their natal home. Any family that marries such a daughter-in-law is truly unlucky." To be honest, I was against this marriage from the start, but I couldn't resist because our Jason likes you. Fortunately, our Sophia isn't like that. She definitely won't be a brother supporter in the future, right, Sophia? She said in a sarcastic tone. Only then did I understand what my boyfriend's mother meant. So, she was actually disdainful because I have a brother? I glanced at Jason. Did you know in advance what your mom was going to say now? But Jason avoided my gaze, lowered his head pretending to fiddle with the utensils, and remained silent. My heart was filled with disappointment toward him. Jason and I were university classmates. He is a local from S-City. I am from out of town. He has a younger sister and a mother. I have a younger brother, and our parents are deceased. To be honest, when Jason first pursued me, I disagreed. Because people from this city are notoriously xenophobic nationwide. In their eyes, except for Beijing, all outsiders are country bumpkins. Outsider girls seeking local boys are all scheming to climb socially. I didn't want to put myself in such an unequal romantic relationship, so I politely refused him. But Jason persistently pursued me, sending milk tea today, reserving a seat for me in the study room tomorrow, and accompanying me for runs the day after. Moreover, he carried the gentle and considerate traits of southern boys, with a delicate mind. For me, who grew up in the north and was accustomed to rough, carefree men, this was like a dimensional strike. Additionally, he could do housework, clean, and cook, so gradually, I was won over by him. After graduation, I joined a foreign enterprise, while Jason entered a state-owned enterprise. At first, our salaries were similar. But I was unwilling to be ordinary. I worked my way up to middle management, with my annual salary increasing more than tenfold, while Jason was content with the status quo, staying in the state-owned enterprise like a frog in warm water. Income determined speaking power. I earned more than 10 times his salary, so even though he was local, I never felt I was unworthy of him in any way. However, in Jason's mother's eyes, it turned out not to be the case. Even if I didn't mind Jason's low salary, they still disdained me for having a brother. Even though his son's salary was now just a fraction of mine, even though her family was a single-parent one, even though Jason didn't have his own wedding house in the city. In their eyes, having a brother was my original sin. It meant I was unworthy of Jason. Although I was somewhat disappointed in Jason, considering our years of relationship, I still tried to explain calmly, "Auntie, my brother is very self-reliant, he doesn't need my support. He has always been hardworking, and his life is going quite well now. Not just well, it could even be said to be better than mine. If we must talk about support, it's my brother supporting me. A few days ago, my brother just bought me a 400 square meter luxury apartment in the city center worth tens of millions. When the property deed was in my name, I originally refused it, as it was too valuable. But my brother said, "I only have you, sister, as my family. If I don't spend the money I've earned on you, who else? After our parents passed away, to support my education, you worked several jobs while attending university, enduring so much hardship. These I have always remembered in my heart." Mentioning our deceased parents, my brother's eyes filled with tears. I felt uneasy too. Our parents died in a car accident during my senior year of high school. At that time, my brother was only in junior high. Our father was somewhat foolishly filial, putting the houses he bought under our grandparents' names. Once father died, the houses were seized by our uncle's family. My brother and I were driven out of the home. During university, to earn my living expenses and my brother's tuition, I attended classes during the day and worked several jobs at night. Thanks to the national student loans, my brother and I were able to complete our studies smoothly. In life, no matter how difficult the days, they will eventually pass. For example, now, both my brother and I are doing very well. I originally planned to tell Jason's family about my brother buying me the luxury apartment at this engagement banquet, so they wouldn't worry about buying a wedding house. However, at this moment, I felt it was no longer necessary. Yet, after hearing my words, my boyfriend's mother let out a cold laugh. People nowadays all speak nicely, but who knows what happens when it really comes to it. My son said your brother is just an ordinary worker. Can his salary support him in this city? I've seen too many people like you who say one thing and do another. No matter how grandly you speak, you're just thinking of climbing higher and then subsidizing your own family. Jason, seeing my face growing increasingly unpleasant, interrupted her. Mom. My boyfriend's mother paused. Oh, Sophia, don't overthink it, I'm not talking about you, look at my mouth, but let's put the ugly words first. Now, I have a few suggestions, you shouldn't mind if I say them, right? Before I could answer, my phone rang. I opened it. It was a message from my brother on Facebook. Sis, I'll be there soon. Please apologize to my future brother-in-law's family for me. The shooting site had an issue, but I'm on my way. After reading the message, as I was about to reply, my sister-in-law Amy glanced over and saw my phone screensaver. Tisk sking. Oh my, no way, sister-in-law, you're so old and still chasing stars? This is my idol Evan. Do you even deserve to like him? Look at yourself, don't be a toad lusting after swan meat. Besides, as an outsider, you should be secretly thrilled to find someone like my brother. You wouldn't be thinking of having something with a big star, would you? She scanned me up and down, her eyes full of mockery. Where was even a trace of her previous kneeling and begging me to help her avoid prison? Back then, Amy, to chase stars, embezzled hundreds of thousands in public funds. When it came to light, she cried and begged me, sister-in-law, you must help me, or my life is over. In my heart, I had already treated Jason's family as my own, so without a second word, I covered the shortfall for her. This spared her from prison. Yet, unexpectedly, an ingrate is an ingrate, not only unknowing of gratitude but even biting the hand that feeds. Meanwhile, not receiving my reply for a long time, my brother directly called. I answered, and he sounded anxious. Sis, why didn't you reply? Is something wrong? I just finished up and am heading your way. Tell brother-in-law and them to wait a bit, I'll apologize when I arrive. I prepared the gifts, they're sure to like them. On the other end, my brother said it like presenting treasures. My brother treats my matters as the biggest deals. Ever since he knew he was meeting my boyfriend's family today, he started preparing the meeting gifts early. For Jason's mother, a jade bracelet worth hundreds of thousands, for Jason, a Rolex watch over $1 million, and for the sister-in-law, a global limited edition LV bag and autographed photos from all stars. These gifts were all prepared by my brother based on their preferences he learned from me. In his eyes, he had long regarded Jason as his brother-in-law and Jason's family as his own. He couldn't wait to be good to Jason's family because he wanted them to be good to me. However, he didn't expect they were full of disdain from the start. Now, hearing my brother's voice, how could I say what was happening? Say that they disdain me for having a brother? That would probably drive my brother mad. I quickly said, it's fine, don't rush, we'll wait for you, take your time and be safe on the road. I've already lost my parents, my brother is my only family in this world. I won't allow him any mishap. After hanging up, Amy looked at me mockingly. Unexpectedly, your brother's voice sounds a bit like my idol's. Pity, same person different fates, one is clouds in the sky, the other mud on the ground. Sister-in-law, can your brother find this place? Why don't you go down and pick him up, lest he comes in sweaty and shabby after a day's work, making people disdain him. This was the city's most upscale restaurant, indeed with certain dress requirements. But Amy wasn't that kind, she was just deliberately mocking me. I coldly said, no need for you to worry about that. Amy rolled her eyes at me, fiddling with her newly done nails from a few days ago. My boyfriend's mother followed up, I say, people from your poor places shouldn't force their way here to crowd in, making everywhere packed and even waiting long for a cab. Sophia, you should advise your brother to return home early. Houses here cost tens of thousands per square meter. Could he buy even a bathroom after a lifetime of work? Let me tell you, our family absolutely won't contribute a cent to help him. I say, go back home, build a house in the countryside, marry a wife, raise kids. Being down to earth is the right path. Aiming too high will lead to nothing and a hard fall. My boyfriend's mother wore an expression of "it's all for your good," advising earnestly. But her words were full of disdain and mockery. Insulting me was tolerable, but not my brother. I was no longer as polite as before, coldly saying, "No need for you to worry, Auntie." And Jason, who had been playing dead all along, finally stopped fiddling with his utensils, grew ears, and frowned. "Sophia, watch your attitude, this is my mom." I stared straight at him. What attitude? Didn't you hear what she said earlier? Is your whole family treating me like a fool? He frowned, dissatisfied. How can you say that? My mom is for our good. Besides, I think what she said makes sense. Your brother isn't local. Without a house, the pressure is indeed too great. Better to return home early. Looking at Jason, I felt I had been blind these years. Yes, he was gentle and considerate, but inwardly, he was a mama's boy. A domineering mother raises such a son who seems gentle but is actually timid and obsequious. Unfortunately, he hid it well, usually only revealing it when facing his mom. And today, I finally saw his true face. I bluntly said, "Whether my brother returns home or not is none of your business? Did he spend your money or eat your rice?" My boyfriend's mother said, "Sophia, look at you. I said all this for your good, don't get so agitated." "Alright, I'm not unreasonable. I have one requirement. If you agree, I'll fully support you and my son." I wanted to see just how shameless she could be, what more shameless words she could say, so I remained silent. Seeing my silence, she thought I agreed, smiled satisfactorily, sat up straight, arms crossed. "Alright, you and my son sign a prenuptial agreement, guaranteeing you absolutely won't support your brother in the future. Also, you young people spend money lavishly, that won't do, so after marriage, both your salaries will be handed over to me for safekeeping, and you'll get money from me for expenses. I can't let my son's hard-earned money be taken by you to subsidize that brother of yours who might pop up anytime asking for money." I smiled and said, "No need for you to worry. Jason knows I often help people with financial management. Why don't you give me your retirement salary to manage? I guarantee it'll be well handled." My boyfriend's mother widened her eyes. "You wish? Why should I give you my money? I think you're trying to scam." I smiled. "Exactly, so why do you think so wishfully? Are you trying to scam me too?" Jason suddenly interrupted me. "Sophia, enough, my mom means well, don't make it sound so ugly." "So what? Handing over my salary is well-meaning? Then what does ill-meaning look like?" I mocked. Amy didn't even lift her eyelids, chiming in, "Sophia, are you done? If you still want to marry my brother, hurry and agree to my mom's conditions." Today, I could have gone to the site to watch my idol Evan shoot, but this lousy meal delayed me. She kept complaining incessantly, "If you still want to marry my brother, agree quickly. Miss my brother, and there's no shop after this village, don't end up with nothing." I couldn't hold back anymore and was about to retort when Jason stopped me. He earnestly said, "Sophia, I've given so much for you, what's wrong with temporarily agreeing to my mom's request to hand over the salary card? Can't you consider me? We're about to marry, don't make unpleasantness over this trivial matter." Looking at him, I felt like I somewhat didn't recognize him. I no longer wanted this relationship. I sneered, "Want my salary card? No way. Not even a window, let alone a door." Jason's mother's face looked unpleasant. "Son, look. This is the girlfriend you found. Trying to anger me to death? I tell you, if you dare marry her, I'll make you pay." Amy also said, "Exactly, bro, really don't understand what you see in her? I have several single girlfriends, which one you like, I'll introduce, why bother with this country bumpkin?" Jason frowned. "Sophia, if you apologize now, there's still time, I can forgive you." No need, my sister doesn't need your forgiveness. At that moment, a voice came from outside the door. It was my brother. He walked in wearing a baseball cap and mask, carrying several bags, still so tall and handsome. Seeing him, my eyes involuntarily moistened. It was like someone fighting alone suddenly seeing reinforcements. Sis, I'm late. My brother tightly held my hand. Jason's mother hummed, impolitely saying, You're Sophia's brother? You came just in time, advise your sister not to be so stubborn. Amy looked up, her eyes suddenly brightening. He's quite tall. Didn't expect your brother to look decent. He's wearing brand clothes worth tens of thousands? She gasped. What? Tens of thousands? Can't be fake, right? Jason's mother looked suspicious and contemptuous. Young people nowadays, no money but vain, wearing fakes, really look down on them. Amy looked closely. Seems not fake, my idol has one too. I saw it in the store. Such a piece costs big tens of thousands. Hearing this, my boyfriend's mother got angry, slamming the table hard. Well, Sophia, I really underestimated you. I said you're a brother supporter, didn't I? Unexpectedly, I was right. Your stinking worker brother can afford clothes worth tens of thousands? Really swelling the face to look fat, thinking scrimping and selling everything to wear a brand makes one rich? Wearing like this to scam young girls, right? So young and so vain. Jason's face also looked bad. Sophia, well done. For my birthday, you gave me shoes worth a few hundred, but buy your brother brands worth tens of thousands? Does he deserve it? I said where your monthly salary of tens of thousands went, turns out all spent here. Indeed, my mom was right, you're a hidden brother supporter. Jason accused me. I clenched my fists, unable to imagine how I was blind back then to like such a thing. My brother was about to speak when I stopped him abruptly, saying, It's not too late for you to know now. Let's break up. Jason incredulously said, Clearly you did wrong, and you say break up? I coldly said, Otherwise? It's already like this, do you think I'd still be with you? Jason's face turned ashen. Break up is fine, but I want compensation for mental distress. I was almost laughed to anger by him. Mental distress compensation? He shamelessly said, Of course, I've spent so many years on you, now breaking up because you're a brother supporter. What about my youth? And the money I spent on you these years? He took out his phone, opened a spreadsheet. All the money I spent on you these years totals 33,053. Alright, forget the change, call it 33,000, plus mental distress compensation, give me 200,000 in total. He had recorded every expense in our 6 years of dating, from over 100 for birthday gifts to a bottle of mineral water. But he mentioned nothing about what I spent on him. For example, the hundreds of thousands I paid for his sister's embezzled public funds shortfall? Jason's mother looked at him gratified. Son, you've finally woken up, I said such outsider girls can't be wanted. Tomorrow, Mom will find Aunt Wong to introduce you to a good local girl. Amy chimed in, Bro, thumbs up, my girlfriends, I'll pick a good one for you too, definitely better than Sophia. I sneered, Jason, afraid you've forgotten I covered the public funds for your sister? 530,000, please transfer to my card before midnight tonight, or I won't mind going to your sister's new unit to talk to the leaders. Jason's face changed, only then remembering this. Amy's face flushed, Well, Sophia, and to think I called you sister-in-law, didn't expect you're this kind of person. You're deliberately bringing this up now to embarrass me, right? I said why were you so kind to pay that money back then, turns out to threaten my brother, do you have shame? Are you shameless? I crossed my arms, you, an embezzler of public funds, aren't embarrassed, what do I have to be embarrassed about? Jason said, Sophia, talking money in our relationship makes it vulgar, right? See, there's a type of person so selfish and calculating, when you talk feelings with him, he talks money, when you talk money, he talks feelings. Once faces are torn, there's no more restraint. Jason no longer hid his shamelessness and bottom line in front of me. He discarded all dignity. I spread my hands, I'm originally vulgar, unworthy of you noble locals. Remember, if the money isn't in by midnight tonight, I'll visit your sister's unit. Hearing my words, Jason's family's faces all looked bad. My brother probably knew what happened, smiled. Sis, your taste is off, how did you find such a thing? I rolled my eyes. But this time, I couldn't argue with him. Indeed, my taste was off. But I didn't want to entangle with such rotten people anymore, pulling my brother to leave. However, Jason, hearing my brother's words, got angry again. What did you say? You sister-leeching waste, what qualifies you to say me? If not for you, things wouldn't be like this today? I directly slapped Jason. I'd endured a lot tonight. Still that saying, insult me fine, but not my brother. You said wrong, in my family, it's not my brother leeching off me, but me off him. My brother is 10,000 times better than you don't even deserve to carry his shoes. Jason's mother, seeing I hit her precious son, went mad wanting to hit me, but was stopped by my brother. Dare you hit my sister, try it? During the tussle, my brother's hat was knocked off by her. Nearby, Amy almost fell off her chair, screamed, full of disbelief, pointing at my brother with her mouth wide enough for an egg. You're Evan? Ah. How is that possible? Evan? The big star? Top idol? Sophia? Brother? Jason's mind seemed to snap a string. Though he didn't chase stars, because his sister loved Evan, mentioning him repeatedly daily, he roughly knew. That super A-list top idol, with countless awards and endorsements, the big star Evan? How possible? Amy, are you hallucinating? How could he be Evan? Jason roared at his sister. How could Sophia's brother be a big star? Impossible. If so, what had they done earlier? He held a sliver of hope. But unexpectedly, my brother directly removed his mask. The face underneath was handsomely unreal, but closely looked, somewhat resembling me. Yes, I am Sophia's brother Evan, biological. He somewhat helplessly spread his hands. As for the sister leeching you said, that's really not true. I wish my sister would leech off me, but she won't let me reveal our relationship publicly. Hearing my brother's words, Jason's family was completely dumbfounded. Especially Amy, her face mixed with excitement and regret, fluctuating unpredictably. She stammered, how is this possible? You're really Evan. Oh my God, how could it be so coincidental? She was about to become relatives with the top idol she obsessed over? Her future sister-in-law is the top idol's biological sister? Isn't that getting the moon first by being near the water tower? But then she thought of her earlier actions. Oh God, what did she say and do in front of her idol? Said his sister is shameless? Said his sister is insidious? And wanted to introduce girlfriends to his brother? Amy regretted wanting to slap herself hard. And my boyfriend's mother Linda's attitude immediately did a 180-degree turn, her face piled with ingratiating smiles. She pushed away her chair, stood up, quickly walked to my side, held my hand, affectionately saying, Sophia, why didn't you say earlier your brother is a big star? Oh, it's all a misunderstanding. What Auntie said earlier was unintentional, don't take it to heart. We're one family, how can we be so distant? Your brother is so accomplished, our family will have face in the future. Alright, Auntie will add another 200,000 to the bride price, you don't need to hand over the salary card, Auntie believes you can manage it well. Jason also came to, pleading, Sophia, it's my fault, earlier was just words rushing out. Forgive me this time. I really love you, earlier I was bewitched, we have so many years of feelings, you wouldn't be so heartless to break up just like that, right? Let's quickly start the engagement ceremony. Amy, without a trace of her earlier sharpness, ran to my brother, cooing, Brother Evan, I really like you, didn't expect you're my sister-in-law's brother. It's so coincidental. I'm your superfan. We'll be one family from now on. Oh God, from now on, she'll be family with the big star. Then, have sister-in-law matchmake, her and the top idol, wouldn't it be just a word? Her eyes almost shone with excitement. Herself about to become the sister-in-law in so many fans' mouths, thinking about it was exciting. Then, her star-chasing girlfriends would die of jealousy? What an enviable thing. But unexpectedly, my brother disdainfully hummed, blocked in front of me, coldly saying, 200,000 bride price? Heh, who cares? My sister is definitely breaking up. He turned to Amy, as for you, I don't talk to ugly people. My brother was always like this. Those he considered family, he'd hold in his palm. Like the gifts he brought for Jason's family. Once he deemed not family, then extremely distant. Now, having seen their family's true attitude toward me, how could he accept them again? Let alone accept, probably disgusted to the extreme. Jason's mother's face stiffened on the spot. Jason's face looked bad too. Amy felt the sky collapsed, herself called ugly by the idol she obsessed over. Ugly? My brother ignored their expressions, turned to me, helplessly saying, Sis, so they've always had this attitude toward you? Why didn't you break up earlier? Hurry and break up. The luxury apartment I bought you, I told you to move in quickly, but you wouldn't, saying wait until after marriage, now you can move in, right? Such people, interact less in the future, bad luck. And these gifts, I think they're useless now. He waved the gift bags in his hand. Looking at those expensively packaged gifts, Jason's family regretted so much their intestines turned green. Faces alternating pale and red. Especially Amy, looking at the LV logo, that was supposed to be hers. And Evan was supposed to be hers too. Ah. Wait, luxury apartment? What luxury apartment? Jason still had some reason, suddenly grasping the key word, gnashing, what luxury apartment? Sophia, why didn't you tell me? My brother smiled slightly, yes, the 400 square meter luxury apartment I bought for my sister, Riverview in the city center, originally intended as your wedding gift, now it seems only my sister will live there. Jason's expression cracked. 400 square Riverview house? Wedding gift? These were supposed to be his. He stepped forward in one stride, holding my hand, staring, Sophia, you say me, but aren't you guarding against me too? Why didn't you say earlier your brother is a big star? If you said early, where would today's events happen? We'd still be a loving family. I almost vomited, shaking off his hand, I'm so glad I didn't tell you, or I wouldn't see your true face. Right, don't forget to transfer the 530,000 before midnight tonight, or, humph. My brother said, let's go, sis, staying here one more second is nauseating. My brother pulled me out of the private room, causing a commotion in the restaurant. Oh God, am I seeing things? It's actually the big star Evan? Why is he here? Ah, who is the woman he's pulling? Is she a rumored girlfriend? A crowd excitedly surrounded. Though I often saw my brother in such scenes on TV, experiencing it firsthand still made me somewhat uncomfortable. My brother didn't mind at all, generously saying, everyone, this is my sister, biological. Came for a casual meal today, won't disturb you all. The crowd nodded, but phones kept snapping. That night, I hit the headlines on news hot searches. Evan's sister appears? The comment section exploded. Oh God, being a top idol's sister is ultimate happiness. Sister, it's me, I'm your long-lost sister-in-law. Upstairs, have some morals, please don't cut in line. At 11 p.m., when Jason appeared downstairs my home, I wasn't surprised at all. How could such a selfish and vain person give up this ready wealth? Sure enough, he looked condescending. Sophia, I know what you said daytime was angry words, you can't let me go. Today with many people, I gave you face, after marriage, you can't be like this. Also, my sister said your brother's words today were too hurtful, have your brother apologize to her, and bring her into the entertainment circle too. I rolled my eyes, almost laughed in anger, how didn't I notice his thick skin before? If sick and confused, get treated early. I mocked. He thought I was still sulking, impatiently saying, all right, how long will you fuss? I gave you steps down, don't overdo it, no shop after this village. Give me a key to the luxury apartment. These days I'll bring my mom and sister to pack and move in. My mom wants a sunny room, my sister one with private bathroom. Later, have your brother buy us a sports car. For big stars like them, it's a drop in the bucket. I think Porsche is good. I was utterly speechless, pointing at his nose cursing, get lost quick. Hallucinating, right? Still luxury apartment? Still sports car? Would you live in a dog kennel if given? Can you have some shame? We broke up, don't you understand? Don't make me look down on you. Jason's face alternated red and white. In his impression, I was always mild. Where had I said such harsh words to him? He gnashed, I don't believe you're so heartless. I smiled slightly, I'm heartless, huh? It was already midnight. On the spot, I wrote a report letter and sent it to Amy's new company email. See? This is my reply. I raised my phone for him to see clearly. Now Jason finally believed I really wouldn't turn back. Gnashing, fine, you wait. The next day, someone posted on Zaya Hongshu. Sisters, who gets it? Certain top idol's sister despises the poor and loves the rich. The post title was highly inflammatory, plus inside subtly pointing out through details that the top idol was my brother, short of ID number. The comment section quickly ignited, so what if top idol despises poor loves rich? Sister's character so bad, who knows how many shady things behind. Dated so many years, breakup just like that, treating feelings like child's play, too cold. Not one family, don't enter one door, with his sister's virtue, how good can he be? Black fans took advantage to stir trouble. My brother's super topic was maliciously flooded, massive photoshopped pics and black materials spread everywhere. Suddenly, my brother was pushed to the cusp. Seeing my brother's career implicated because of me, I was anxious like on fire, immediately opened my phone, found a video. It was the engagement banquet scene. Jason's family never expected that as early as Amy saw my screensaver, I secretly turned on the phone camera, completely recording Jason's family's vile behavior. I originally didn't want to be so absolute, nor thought of posting online, just in case they turned the tables. Unexpectedly, I didn't underestimate their shamelessness. Since they did the first, spreading rumors and slander online, don't blame me for doing the 15th. Without hesitation, I immediately posted the video online, using facts to clear my brother's name and seek justice. Once the video was released, public opinion reversed greatly. Netizens saw in the video my boyfriend's mother first disdainfully criticizing me for having a brother, trying to control my salary, then instantly changing face upon knowing my brother is top idol, her ugly visage. They turned sides, launching verbal attacks on Jason's family online. This family is too hypocritical. Before, all kinds of looking down, after knowing the brother is top idol, ingratiating like pugs, utterly disgusting. Jason is a mama's boy, no opinions, still shamelessly demanding mental compensation, too shameless. The guy's sister is worse, embezzling public funds without gratitude, daring to post smearing the top idol's sister, simply intolerable. Oh God, is this not a satisfying story? This face slap is too satisfying. Could write a Jihu Yenxian short story, titled Disdained for Having Brother at Engagement Banquet, then my brother top idol slaps faces all around. Upstairs talented. I'm writing now, everyone remember to like me. As public opinion fermented, Jason and Amy's lives fell into irredeemable abyss. Jason's state-owned enterprise leaders, learning of this, thought his behavior severely damaged the company's image, mercilessly firing him. Amy's situation was even worse. Unit colleagues, after seeing the video, avoided her, pointing and whispering. Leaders, to quell opinion, directly expelled her. Her fiancé, seeing the embezzlement fact in the video, decisively proposed breaking engagement. Especially the fan support group she joined, mocked her variously, nothing but laughing at her blindness for not recognizing the idol, the duck-to-mouth flying away, etc. Amy, angry and anxious, crazily countered on social platforms, "What do you know? Sophia is a scheming woman, deliberately setting traps to harm us. It was my brother who didn't want her first. But her sophistry only got fiercer mockery from netizens. Really dead duck hard mouth, video ironclad evidence, yet you're struggling dying, simply ridiculous. Did wrong yourself, yet won't admit, such people are society's tumors. Sorry, I admit at first my voice was loud to the top idol. Jason's mother, learning son lost job, daughter ruined, couldn't catch breath, directly stroked. She lay on the bed, gaze dull, muttering, why, how could our family fall to this, all because of Sophia this jinx? Jason, eyes red, looked at her, still blame others? I say Mom, all your fault. If not for you insisting on Sophia's brother at the banquet, how would we be here? The luxury apartment was supposed to be ours. Evan's supposed to be my brother-in-law. I was supposed to have endless money. All your fault. My life ruined by you. Amy hatefully said, bro's right, all your fault. If not you, I'd now be top idol sister-in-law, worry about future? All your fault. Why don't you die? Jason's mother, seeing son and daughter's hateful eyes, couldn't catch breath, fainted. Son and daughter didn't even glance at her. And after this storm, my brothers and my bond grew deeper. My brother, with his efforts and strength, successfully passed the reputation crisis, career thriving. I also started anew.